This is a great project, and Mosman's very happy to have signed the sales contract with Origin. We're now in the phase of finalising the funding, and we will move ahead with the transition and look to complete the transaction later this year. So we have reviewed the status of the field. Origin themselves had plans to increase production. We're able to pick up on their projects and some other improvements that we can see. So we've identified these 12 projects that we intend to implement in the first year. They're as simple as connecting additional storage tanks, debottlenecking the surface facilities, bringing wells back onto production that have produced before and are currently shut in, and generally having a more commercial approach to increasing production. But the field has produced significant volumes previously. We're really restoring it to its former glory, and there is significant development potential, which is the stage 2 after the first year. There's the Manutahi oil field that, and again, Origin did a great job in establishing the best development methodology, horizontal wells, and we intend to roll out that development plan in stage 2. The Manutahi field is about 30 million barrels of oil in place. The initial production was from vertical wells, which have already produced about 3% recovery factor. Origin has demonstrated through a pilot plant that horizontal wells are a very effective technology to increase production rates, and we see between 10 and 20 horizontal development wells as the way to proceed with development of that very large resource. And we're able to use the spare capacity in the plant, so there's very little surface capital expenditure required to manage the higher production rates. So we're now in the stages of optimising shareholder returns from multiple alternatives of funding the acquisition. In the current low oil price, we're able to acquire this fabulous asset at a very reasonable price. So the financing is not that difficult. What we have just announced is the first cornerstone of the funding. We have sold a 2% royalty over 70% of the project for 4 million New Zealand, and that funds us for our minimum target of 40% working interest in the project. We're now looking at other funding options to increase our working interest up to 70%. We already have the deposit paid, we already have existing cash reserves, and we have multiple funding options that we will resolve in the best way forward in the next few weeks. Business strategy is to grow the company to a sustainable mid-cap. So last year we grew the exploration portfolio. This year we are acquiring production. The STEP project is a fantastic acceleration of the process. The funding from the STEP production will fund the exploration portfolio. So that gives us opportunity to grow from organic growth from our existing portfolio, but we will continue to look at acquisitions as a form of growth, together with organic growth from our existing portfolio, but we will continue to look at acquisitions in due course.